As Americans can start ordering free at-home rapid COVID tests from the government, some may be wondering how to get the most accurate results. I'm Bronte Sorotsky with what a local health expert recommends.
Plus, trapped by fire, a Kansas rancher shares his story of survival. And 4 straight, the Chiefs are set to host their 4th consecutive AFC Championship game. We'll have post-game reaction to last night's thriller from the team and fans.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The federal government has launched its website for Americans to sign up for free at-home COVID-19 tests, but health experts say you'll need to ensure you follow directions exactly. KOAM's Bronte Sorotsky tells us how to get the most accurate results.
With COVID cases rising, more people have been seeking out and using at-home COVID tests. And now that Americans will soon have access to at least 4 tests shipped right to their homes, many may be wondering the best way to get accurate results. Jessica Liberty at Freeman Health System says it has to do with how well you can follow directions.
Part of the testing piece is the collecting of the specimen. So when you go to collect it, you have your nasal or Q-tip looking swab. It's really long, has the little cotton ball at the end. So you're going to put that at least a half of an inch in each nostril. And when you leave it in there, I don't mean just let it sit. I mean, you want to swish it around, touch all of your nostril hairs. It's going to itch. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to make your eyes water.
Liberty says the way the specimen is collected is key.
So a helpful hint for those that are collecting their own specimen is to stand in front of a mirror. You got to watch yourself because you don't think it's going in very far, or you think it's going in too far and it's not going in far enough.
For Joplin resident Charlie Brown, he knows what it's like to have the at-home test deliver a false sense of security.
But I bought 4 home tests from Walgreens and they all showed me as being negative. And then when I got my PCR, I was positive. So I was really concerned about that.
Brown recently recovered from a COVID infection and says at the time his rapid test was wrong, despite having symptoms when he tested.
I just think it's really important that if you are going to do the home test, that you follow it up with a PCR test, just so you're 100% sure.
Liberty says she's seen employers share a similar concern.
A lot of the times, employers won't accept an at-home test as a valid proof of illness, of COVID illness, so we validate that with our drive-through testing.
And if you do exhibit any symptoms, it's still best to just stay home. In Joplin, Bronte Sorotsky, KOAM News.
Liberty also says they've seen a lot of respiratory illness going around and says a negative test result does not necessarily mean that you aren't sick. A new free COVID testing site in Pittsburgh is already experiencing delays in sending out results. The Seeds of Hope testing site opened today. Officials say the lab that processes the results is dealing with a backlog of tests and poor weather in Pennsylvania, where the lab is.
We're anywhere from 24 to 72 hours. They had a snowstorm last week, so we were out past 72 hours, but we're coming down now to be in the normal range of 24 to 72.
Seeds of Hope does only PCR testing. While it is free, starting on Wednesday, the site will require a copy of your insurance card if you have one. Boy, nice weather to start the work week. Doug Heddy.
Yeah, fantastic Monday for us today. Temperature is just about perfect for January as we went all the way up into lower 60s during the afternoon, which, hey, we'll definitely take. We have pretty much clear skies. We've had a few little clouds which are sneaking through over the past couple hours, but besides that, we look pretty good. We're going to be pretty quiet as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. Unfortunately, we had a cold front that dropped through just a few hours ago. It's got a lot of cold air behind it. It's not Arctic air, but you can see it's quite a bit colder across the northern plains. So this colder air is going to usher in as we go through the overnight and then into Tuesday. In fact, let's go through time. Here's 9 p.m. We'll be dropping back near 40, kind of in and out of the clouds. We'll drop into the mid-30s by midnight, and then by the time you wake up in the morning, we're back to cold. We're going to drop all the way back near 20 degrees a little bit later on tonight. Of course, we're going to look at the work week, all coming up here in just a bit.
Thanks, Doug. Catch you then. And Oklahoma High School is helping make life a little more comfortable for cancer patients in Joplin. The Family and Consumer Sciences class at Blue Jacket Public Schools created port pillows. Those are little pillows that can attach to seat belts or purse straps to protect the patient's port where chemo meds are administered. Some of the students have family members who experience port discomfort when dealing with cancer, while others have lost loved ones to the disease. The port pillow donation started last year. Still ahead, the impact of recent wildfires in Kansas go beyond the loss of property. Tonight, we hear a survivor's story. And later, the Missouri Southern women are on a roll, having knocked off 2 nationally ranked opponents. We'll hear from the team about their recent success. A man stuck in the recent Kansas wildfires bunkered down beside his pickup for protection. Britton Rucker talks to the man who thought his last vision would be smoke and flames.
The stories down this road are burned into the memories of paradise.
You just never thought that, something like that magnitude would really come through. Yeah, it was definitely tough.
It's a story the Thompson family will never forget.
Something in the sky, you just looked out and it was just a very eerie feeling.
When the fire whistle blew in Paradise, Kansas, hearts sank.
So I did what probably most people would do. I hopped on Facebook and I was like, if there's any prayer warriors, please pray for these firefighters that are out in this 100-mile-an-hour winds and pray that it doesn't get to Paradise.
The fire, though, was headed straight towards town.
And we were just talking, and the fire chief from Waldo was coming around saying, just be prepared. We might have to evacuate later because it's, probably coming for us. And he's like, all right, it's time to go.
Rushing to find safety, Brene had a missed call from her father, Brett, who was trapped in the fire.
Started going down the road that I needed to go down to get to him, and we were going, and all of a sudden we went around the curve, and fire just came in front of us. And my heart sank, and I looked at Mom and I said, we can't get to him.
With some quick thinking of Brene, she remembered she could find her father with a text he last sent, pinning his location in the fires.
Because I couldn't see the smoke and flames and everything, you just couldn't see the road. And the rest was just, hell from then on.
Bunkered down beside his truck, riding out the storm in wind and flames.
Clothes would catch on fire. Had to put myself out.
Saved by firefighters who got his daughter's instructions, black, burnt, and covered in soot. Brett was thinking of others before himself.
Stubborn old fool, he was worried about helping people. He's like, no, we got to go see what we can do, see who we can help, and we don't have time for this. I'm like, yes, you are terrible shape right here. We got to go.
3 days went past before Brett could open his eyes due to the severe burns, a thing he says he's grateful for.
I missed out on all the burying of all the dead cattle. My friends had that all taken care of then when I got back to where I could, see good because of my eyesight.
I'm glad my dad couldn't see that because that's something you can't see.
The Thompsons lost everything, including their house, the only house to burn down in the city of Paradise. But with everything that they lost, they have a lot to be thankful for.
Even though our cattle loss was great, our pasture loss was great, you just have to know that you have to move forward and be thankful.
Wow, again, that was Britton Rucker reporting. Later, the Kansas City Chiefs are set to host their 4th straight AFC Championship game. We're going to hear from the team in sports.
And we had a fantastic day weather-wise for us today, but turning colder. We're going to look at that coming up.
Wildfire pizza.
It definitely turned out to be a nice Monday for us today. Temperatures into lower 60s in January, which is really nice. But you always have to remember in the winter months, if you warm up, you're going to slam back down. So we are going to turn quite a bit colder for us tonight. We had a cold front that rolled through just a few hours ago. So that colder air is going to start to sink in. We have a couple waves. By the middle of the work week, it may give us a few light snow showers, mainly just flurries. The pattern really does start to pick back up. By next week, when we roll into February, of course, you can get my long-range forecast on my month-long blog. That is KOAMnewsnow.com. All right, look at our temps. We're dropping upper 40s northern counties, lower 50s in our southern counties. But overall, it still looks pretty good. But we do have that colder air just kind of lurking to our north, trying to head south. Kansas City's at 39, it's 11 in Des Moines. We're not going to get super cold, but we are going to turn quite a bit colder than what we have seen at least over the past couple days. We started with southerly winds, we've switched to northerly winds behind this cold front. So it's going to be breezy, it's not going to be windy, but we are going to have some wind chill factors over the next couple days. Nice shot, 7th and range line. We're looking west, just a few clouds, 52. Northerly winds 10 to 15, humidity is low at 43%. Through the evening hours, we slide back through the 40s into the 30s, but eventually by morning, most of us will be sitting nearly 20 degrees. So it's going to be a cold night and then much colder as we go through the next few days. Few upper level clouds. In general, we look fine. In general, most of the central plains look pretty good. Here's a wave to our south. This will stay to our south. We do have another wave behind it up across parts of Montana. This will kind of slide to our west, but it's that one that will give us some clouds, maybe a few flurries by the middle of the work week. Besides that, no big storm systems heading our direction. All right, partly cloudy skies tonight. We dip back near 20. We're going to slowly warm up tomorrow, near 30 by noon. I think high temps, 33 to about 35 during the afternoon. So almost 30 degrees colder. 20 to start, 30 by noon, 35. Northerly winds 10 to 15. Tomorrow night, a lot of clouds, colder. We drop all the way down into the mid-teens by Wednesday morning. Clouds increase Wednesday afternoon. You can see some light snow showers to our south. This is the wave that could give us some light flurries late Wednesday and then into Thursday, but still cold temperatures stick around as we head into Wednesday. A little breezy, so wind chills kind of kick back in for us by morning, 5 to 10 degrees. That's the way it's going to feel to your skin. Our wind chills will be in the 20s most of the day. Wind chill factors drop back into the single digits once again by the time we head into tomorrow night. We are going to start to warm things back up a little bit. We still have that weak wave to our south on Thursday. We should get near 40. Friday, not too bad, back into the 40s. Saturday and even Sunday, we go into the 50s for highs. So this coming weekend, we're going to have some really nice temperatures on tap for us. All right, 20 tonight, 35 tomorrow, 43 Wednesday, 44 Thursday. We're going to have a lot of clouds, maybe a few light snow showers or flurries Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, 43, but 53s by the time we head into the weekend.
Quite a change from 17 tomorrow night to 53 on Saturday.
Yeah, not bad.
Thanks, Tom. Coming up in sports, post-game reaction from the Kansas City Chiefs' thrilling overtime win over the Buffalo Bills last night. And the Missouri Southern women aim to keep rolling after beating two of the best teams in the country. Jacob Leonard has that and more next.
Doug Hetty.
Well, the Kansas City Chiefs are headed back to the AFC Championship game for the fourth consecutive season. Chiefs won an overtime thriller over the Bills last night, 42-36, to earn their spot in the conference title game. Now here's a quick recap of literally one of the best playoff games of all time. Both quarterbacks were on fire, both threw for 300 plus, both rushed for more than 60 yards. Patrick Mahomes threw for 3 touchdowns. Josh Allen threw for 4 scores. Gabriel Davis caught all 4 of those, setting a new NFL playoff record for most receiving touchdowns in a game. Buffalo took a 3-point lead with 13 seconds to go. 13 seconds, too much for Patrick Mahomes, all right? Mahomes to Travis Kelce there. They get in field goal range. Harrison Butker, bad early, good late. 25 total points in the last 2 minutes of regulation. So we go to overtime. Chiefs win the toss. Overtime rules are good or they're terrible. It's 50-50. Don't ask Twitter. 8 plays, 75 yards. Mahomes to Kelce, touchdown. That is it. Chiefs win. Here's the team after.
To be in this moment, this game against that team, and to make a play, to walk off a game at Arrowhead, I'll remember this for the rest of my life. I think that's the biggest thing on this team is we believe no matter what, offense, defense, special teams, that we can do the job in order to win the football game.
Listen, I mean, we just all were part of one of the better wins, better games, I should say, in the National Football League. And we were lucky to come out on that end of it. Guys battled their hearts out, both teams. I was proud of our guys for getting in there for 4 quarters and gutting it out.
So here we go, AFC Championship game this Sunday at Arrowhead. The Chiefs welcoming the Bengals for a spot in the Super Bowl. Now, Cincy just beat the Chiefs 34-31 a few weeks ago, but the Chiefs open as 7-point favorites. That game will kick off at 2 p.m. on Sunday right here on KOAM. The Missouri Southern women are one of the hottest teams in the MIAA right now. The Lions have won 5 games in a row and are now just 1 game back of first place in the league. Now, the last 2 wins easily been the biggest wins of the season. Last time out, they beat 14th ranked Nebraska Kearney 57-54 on Saturday. That win came after beating 2nd ranked Fort Hays State 54-41 on Thursday. Now that one was huge because Hays obviously very good, and almost nobody goes into Hays and beats them in their own place.
I think Tony's lost 11 games since he's been there at Fort Hays. He's like 132-11. So you're right, it's extremely difficult. But our kids, they wanted to go in and play, and we played extremely well defensively. It gave us a lot of confidence that we can play and we can defend because they're one of the top scoring teams in our league.
The Lions are back in action Wednesday night hosting Rogers State. We'll have our full story with the team right here tonight at 10. Finally, a new Division I men's AP poll out today. KU up to number 5. As for the rest of the Big 12, Baylor is number 4, Texas Tech 13, and Iowa State 23. Auburn moves up 1 spot to the top spot in the country this week. Big week for KU, by the way. They host Texas Tech tonight and 12th ranked Kentucky on Saturday. That's it for sports. We're back after this.
The meat.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Corporal Margaret Crane served in the U.S. Army during World War II. She's from Lowell, Kansas, and we are proud to salute Corporal Margaret Crane, tonight's 4-state hero. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. President Biden is considering sending troops to Eastern Europe as fears of a potential Russian invasion into Ukraine grow. Also, more Americans say they're concerned about violent crime in big cities, and why scientists say COVID-19 lockdowns can decrease the amount of lightning in our atmosphere. Yeah, that and much more tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. The celebration of the Chiefs' overtime win over the Bills went into the early hours of this morning for a lot of fans, maybe you, who just wanted to stay in the moment. Reporter Greg Payne caught up with some of those fans at Powerlight.
The amount of ups and downs of emotions was crazy here at the Power and Light District from 13 seconds left in the fourth to the game-winning touchdown to Travis Kelce. But throughout it all, Chiefs Kingdom never gave up, and they are hyped to move on.
I was upset, I was anxious, man. I was nervous, but you know what? We pulled through, man. And that's all that matters.
Kansas City Chiefs, send them back home. Send them home. There's only 13 seconds left.
I believed in us. I believed in us, bro. I was not giving up.
How you feeling right now?
I feel good.
I feel that.
Oh, man.
Still, and it's been a while.
Crazy.
All I could think of last night after that game was there's a certain amount of people that don't watch sports and missed out on that. And I feel terrible.
You don't want to see that.
I feel terrible for them.
Oh, man.
A lot of people were watching. I think the ratings were through the roof last night.
I think
Final number's not
90% in the KC market.
Oh, wow. I'm sure.
Insane.
I'm sure. I don't understand the 10%.
It's crazy.
The weather.
All right, cold tonight. We're going to drop back near 20, 35 for us tomorrow.
Final sports night.
We'll have our full story on the Missouri Southern women's hot streak right here tonight at 10.
Thanks for joining us. We will see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.
Salon services.